Cardano whales dumped $140 million worth of ADA and the market is reeling. But here's the twist. Some analysts say that Cardano ADA could still rally a further 18% this month alone. So what's really happening? Is Cardano ADA on the verge of a crash, or is it just a setup for the next big breakout? Let's break it down. Let's go. So we're going to start here and get into the thick of it, right? We've got Cardano news, whales dump 140 million coins, intensifying price pressure. Cardano ADA whale sold over 140 million tokens in 2 weeks, raising concerns about a sustained profit-taking, viewpoint for Cardano trades as it's near 87 cents. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to get coin market cap up on the screen, because ultimately I should have been a little bit more prepared and had this up already. But Cardano is currently at 89 cent 47. It's up 1.11% in the past 24 hours. And the total market cap of crypto globally is now over $4 trillion, up 1.2% in the past 24 hours, with Bitcoin at $115,005.76, up 0.97%. And this is really down to economics, right? We're on the verge of a Fed pivot. We are 5 days away from the decision being announced, and everything would point to a 25 basis point reduction in interest rates. Anything more than that would be interesting. Staying the same would cause even more volatility than I'm already expecting. So look, the question that I do have to ask, right, is do you think whales are trying to shake out weak hands before Cardano runs? Or is this the start of something much worse? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button if you're holding Cardano ADA, and subscribe to the daily crypto breakdowns and news, right? We cover a lot here at Cheeky Crypto. But look, let's move on. Cardano price prediction, ADA could rally 18% in September. But they're talking about, these nonsense coins. But Cardano's base and positive outlook, I want to talk about this, not necessarily what's in here. They're talking about technical analysis, and technical analysis is wonderful. We've already mentioned a few times that we are anticipating the the price to break the $1, talk of $1.12, $1.30, $2.05 by the end of 2025. There's all these price predictions being bandied around, right? And ultimately, there's even price predictions of $10.32, which is what they're talking about in this article. Ultimately, nobody knows where the market's going to go. Nobody's got a crystal ball. But what I would tell you is we've been forecasting this Fed pivot for September for 8 to 12 months. We've been talking about, the fact that the price will run up in the lead up to the Fed interest rate cut. It will crash at the interest rate cut. We'll have some volatility. It will move down. Once the liquidity, the money printer is turned on, it's going to take a little bit of time. There's a little bit of lag, and then we're going to go into what we believe is going to be the biggest bull run in crypto history. It's going to be immense, but I don't see Cardano ADA going beyond $7. It's absolute peak. This would be blue sky world, no road bumps in the road, everything going the way everybody at Cardano and all Cardano supporters would want it to go, right? Very unlikely, but that absolute pinnacle for me is $7, no higher. And I think $5 is probably realistically where we're going to be when it comes to Cardano ADA. I could be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. I'd love it to go much higher. I hold an awful lot of Cardano ADA. It would change my life, which is fantastic as it is, right? I don't need much, if anything, these days. But what I would say is even that sort of level of investment that I've got in ADA and that sort of price prediction, if it was to come to reality, would be beyond life-changing for most people, right? Now, I'm not a financial advisor. Treat this as entertainment purposes only. Go away, do your own research, and never invest more than you're willing to lose, because you do risk losing all of your money investing in cryptocurrency or any other financial instrument. So really important that you do your own research and take everything that I say with a pinch of salt. These price predictions, they are just opinions, they are just views, nothing's guaranteed in crypto. So I want to be really clear about my thoughts on all of this. Look, the final take, ADA has a lot of conviction when it comes to what they're doing around DeFi with the bridge to Bitcoin, the scaling solutions, the compliant privacy layer. There's a lot of real positive aspects around Cardano that people need to take some notes of. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. We've got JP Morgan calls S&P 500 rejection of strategy a blow for crypto treasuries. It's rather interesting. Why wasn't MSTR allowed into the S&P 500 index despite meeting all of the criteria? Because the committee said no. You have to realize SPX is essentially inactive fund run by secret committee and so on. Like, there's lots of talk around why people want it included, don't want it included. But over time, I think eventually it will be included. I'm not gutted about it. I couldn't give a rat's ass, to be quite frank. Crypto market rally as inflation data fuels rate cuts expectations. Bitcoin nears 116K as mixed economic signals strengthen Fed easing bet ahead of next week's policy meeting. And this is a lot to do with why we're seeing the market the way it is. And look, I know I bang on about it a lot, but nobody else is banging the drum for me, so I'm going to bang it myself. The forecasting here has been exceptional, second to none, absolutely second to none. We called the last Fed interest rate cut accurately 24 months before it happened, something like that. And you can verify all this in the free educational Discord. If you're not part of the free educational Discord, you either living under a rock or you're not doing yourself any justice. It's free. Link is in the description of the video. You should be there. But look, I want to talk about it, right? We called September, we called the summer initially. We then, as we got closer, said September's probably the most likely outcome. We've said that we're kind of expecting at end of the year, going into 2026 to be, the bull run for crypto. It could get eked out if there's no interest rate cuts. These are our forecasts. Doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to happen, but the accuracy has been second to none so far over the past 24 months, in my opinion. Now, what I would say is, we've said first 17 days of September, green month. Like, we've been calling it whilst people have been telling you that, it's likely to be a red September. We've been saying the polar opposite, and again, been proven accurate so far. And look, I want to call this stuff out because a lot of people don't acknowledge it. And, I think it's just worth raving about. Altcoin season, 66 out of 100. The fear and greed index is neutral at 50. There's lots of mixed signals in the space. This is why you've got to follow the right people. You've got to do your own research because most people are wrong in this market, right? I want to be really clear on that. Kraken co-CEO and Barry Selbert warn of crypto bubble. 99% tokens could tank. So this, again, is just really interesting stuff. And I wanted to just flag it and talk about it, right? Because, like, I agree somewhat with what's being said here, but I don't fully agree with it, right? Like, yeah, maybe 99% just purely based on the astronomical number of altcoins that are out there. Maybe 1% of how many altcoins out there is still quite a large number of altcoins, and that's something that we should probably take into consideration when reading these massive headlines that lead you to believe that anything outside of the top 10 crypto projects by market cap are probably going to fail. I don't think that's really the case. I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive, give you my full thoughts and opinions in our free Discord, link in the description of the video. Catch us there. I'm going to leave the video there. I think that there's a lot to digest, a lot to talk about, not just with Cardano, but the economic viewpoint right now, and also the wider crypto space. I think there's a lot to digest, a lot to talk about, and a lot to be excited about. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.